Now, jumping into the next heuristic, I would actually like to narrate or anecdote again here. Not exactly an anecdote, but share a story with you. So, Jenny was a young girl who was diagnosed with cancer, and she was in and out of the hospital for a number of years, and then she was finally discharged. A while later, she had relapsed and had to start a new treatment with very potent medicine. The treatment was so aggressive that it required pre-hydration and post-hydration for 3 days. After the medicine was administered, the nurses were to be responsible for entering all the required information into the charting software and using the software to follow up on the patient's status and make appropriate interventions. The day after her treatment, Jenny died of toxicity and dehydration. But why? The attending nurse used the software diligently and cared very well for her in every other way possible. They missed the critical information about her 3 day hydration requirements. That is where the problem was. The experienced nurses made this critical error because they were too distracted trying to figure out the software. It violates so many simple and basic rules of usability. First, the density of information is so high that it's impossible to scan for critical information too quickly. Second, the colors selected, aside from being further distracting, prevent any critical information from being highlighted. And the third, any critical treatment or drug information should receive special treatment so that it's not missed out. This is It is important to note that a better user interface alone is not the solution. Since it's an area of concern, however, we should study its role and improve the layer as best as we can. And especially when it comes to technology and design in healthcare, it should be as a protective layer to ensure mistakes do not happen. So, our heuristic for this one is aesthetics and minimal design, which which is all about decluttering as much as possible. The this probably okay. So this is probably an overrated one, but it never fails to do the magic. So platforms like Medium, Quora, LinkedIn, Facebook, even Instagram will show you the most relevant feeds to you according to the topics, people's, groups, tags you have been chosen or selected to. You won't necessarily have to go through the entire clutter of information on and off. Another couple of examples would be Google's infamous search box, which is an amazing example of a minimalistic design. It nudges even the first time user without any distraction or unnecessary information overload and gets down to business straight away. The second one that I would want to share is the Airtame website. Here, the blocks are designed in a hierarchical manner, proving the design is following the high signal to noise ratio. Now, what I mean by signal to noise ratio is it it conveys the message, and yet it kind of reduces the noise. So it balances the signal to noise ratio really well. They started with the blue colored text, following by the bold black text, and in the end we have a button called Learn More, which is used to block the noise. So overall, you will not feel like it is a very cluttered site, and you can easily navigate through the information. An important point to remember here is that we want to communicate and not decorate, because this is a place where all of us have slipped on and off. In simple terms, we only need to provide the required and relevant information to the user. Any relevant information that diminishes the worth of why a user is performing an action or how he can perform an action should be removed or should be given secondary importance. Now, information can be anything. It can be text, images, design elements, or even animations for that matter. Everything counts into this domain. So that was our eighth heuristic.